And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to American Truck Simulator. Let's see if there we go. I finally got picture here on my side. Chavius Jr. Titty Nijai. I do hope I'm saying that properly. Welcome to today's live stream. And you guys can tell by the title, I was not going to stream today, but an absolute huge news day for ATS. And what I've got everything here on a note card on my side. So I'm gonna go through things a little bit here, and then we can discuss more as the stream goes along. When it comes to trucks, we are working on it, was the word from Pavel today. He specifically did mention the Lonestar in more detail. All the sounds are recorded for the next two trucks. And in regards to game version 136, an open beta will be coming soon, and 136 along with Utah will be released this year, so that is pretty much we already knew. Hey Stefan, what's up today? Now here comes the very important news. In regards to game version 1.36, the default API rendering engine will be DX11. DX9 will not be available on 136. They do have an alternate as OpenGL for those who are on lower end PCs or those on Linux. So as of 136, DX11 will be the default rendering. The new sound engine is up and running in development as the other big thing here, and those sounds are going to be starting to be incorporated in version 1.37. In regards to that, the first half of 2020 is going to be dedicated to a massive graphics overhaul for both games, ATS and ETS2. They will be revisiting some older states, fixing game assets. In regards to sounds, we're going to get ambient sounds for cities, countrysides, trains, rolling stock, and more. This is just the start of that. And for those who are wondering about Texas, they've had a person working on Texas for 6 months already. It will be released in one DLC. One DLC. So they're not going to do like in North and South Texas or East and West. So that is pretty much all the big news. Stefan, if you go to the SCS forums in the teaser thread, this is listed. Also on the Steam discussion thread, there is a person who had posted these notes, so you can give a read about it there. And right now we are out in the VNL Globetrotter XL860. We are sitting, I forget where the hell I'm sitting at. Colville, Washington is where we're at, and we're going to be going along the northern part of the state. So we're going to be going across the Cascades along Oregon, make that Washington 20, and moving down to Everett. We are going to be going from Walmart to Walmart. We've got about 26,000 pounds on the wagon today. Luxury freight is what this load is. So without any further waiting, let's climb into the truck, get it fired up, and get moving on down the road.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, I was very surprised at the news. Of course, the stream went on while I was at work, so I was not able to watch it, but I did get these notes, so everything that I know so far is up to date.
Turn left.
Well, normally I don't run the same truck on back-to-back streams, Chavius, so that would be why. And thank you, Junior. Whoops, look at that. We weren't even on the stream 10 minutes today, and we got ourselves a driving award.
Go straight.
So they do have the sounds recorded for the next two trucks. International Lonestar was mentioned specifically. The other truck, I'm going to take a wild guess here as being the Freightliner 2018 Cascadia, as that has been teased on the workshop. No date on truck releases. They are, in regards to the trucks, they do have one truck that is going to be released shortly to the internal testing group. So it is very possible we are going to be having a truck by the end of next year. For those who are wondering about tuning packs, once they get one truck from each manufacturer in the game, their goal is to add tuning packs for some of the trucks. Terry Nathaniel, how's it coming today? They've got licenses for all 7 major manufacturers. We've got 3 in the game, so there's an additional 4 to go.
Get ready to turn left. Turn left.
Roger that, Terry. Yeah, no, I think a lot of people are happy about the news updates that we have, although the one downside to that is those who are on older hardware and cannot afford an upgrade. With DX9 going bye-bye, they're pretty much going to be forced to run the game on OpenGL or update their systems. I'll repeat the news here. In regards to trucks, they are working on it. Possibly the International Lonestar being released to internal group testing shortly. Game version 136 DX11 becomes the default rendering engine. Will not be available on DX9. Utah is not going to be able to be used on DX9. 136 pretty much discontinues the use of DX9. The new sound engine is currently working on internal testing through the development team. New sounds are going to be incorporated for cities, countrysides, trains, rolling stock, and more. That is hopefully going to be coming as a part of 137 next year. And in regards to the first half of 2020, right out of the words of Pavel Sabor, the CEO of SES, the first 6 months or first half of the year are going to be dedicated to a massive graphic and sound overhaul of the game. And this also is for ETS2. They will be revisiting older states and fixing game assets. Texas, as of right now, they do have a person working on the basic outline and strategy. Texas will be one state DLC. They are not going to break it down into sections. Very so, Martin. DX9 is going bye-bye. This is not a shortcut. Washington 20 that we're going across, the northern part of the state, we're going to be going through the Cascades. And this is one of the most scenic drives in Washington. DX11 is for your video card. It's not included with a computer. Now, if you have like a GTX 700 series and higher, there's a DX11 for you. No word on Idaho today, Mega. First part of 2020 is going to include a massive graphics sound overhaul to both ATS and ETS2. They will be revisiting older states and fixing game assets. The new sound engine is up and running on development, and however, that will be starting to be incorporated with 137. There's going to be ambient sounds for cities, countrysides, trains, rolling stock, and more. And the team that was in the USA doing sound recording, most of that team is already back at SCS headquarters. There are 2 remaining people here in the United States, 1 sound developer and his helper, that are getting some additional sounds, and they will be back in Europe this weekend. And this is the part that's going to piss off a lot of people. 136 and Utah. Sorry, DX9 users, but you do need to upgrade to DX11. DX9 is being phased out. 136, it will be going to a open beta shortly. The 136 and of course Utah will be released by Christmas. And truck-wise, in regards to the Lonestar, they do have the sounds recorded, and that will be being released to a small group of internal testers shortly. A second truck does have sounds recorded. I'm guessing that is the Freightliner Cascadia. If you guys do want to see the news for yourself, check out the teaser thread on the SCS forums, or go to the Steam workshop and look for the notes that another user had kindly posted.
Turn right.
You will still be able to play the game, Martin. You'll just need to run OpenGL. They are keeping that as an alternative method for those users who cannot run DX11. Hey, Denelvis, how's it going today? Oh yeah, I turned that back on since I knew I was not going to be doing coast to coast. We're going to back right next to this broken Staples trailer and get some sleep. Oh, if you have not run DX11 yet, you probably should. To be honest with you, most people have gotten a nice little performance tick. And holy moly, look at this. It is pitch black outside. You would click play on ATS from Steam, Martin, and then choose Start with OpenGL. But you do have until 136 drops officially before you have to make that change.
Stay right, and then continue straight.
Well, I think I know what they're doing, Terry, and with the
Go straight.
huge graphics overhaul coming for the beginning part of next year, it's probably not going to be DX9 compatible, so they're giving people time at least to update hardware or run on the alternate of OpenGL. And literally, this is a part of every single game development, to be honest with you. I understand why they're doing it, but I also understand the end consumer of those who don't have the means to update their systems. Yes, the Utah DLC will be released before Road to the Black Sea. In regards to 10-hour breaks, Shavius, a lot of states nowadays don't want drivers parking on on-ramps or get-off ramps. They want them in a truck stop or in a rest area. Now, granted, in rest areas, they are literally parked on the side on the entrance and on the exits because most of them just don't have enough room. I can see them, I can agree with you, but also disagree. I mean, if you're running a sleeper, you should be able to sleep just about anywhere of your choosing. I don't know how many guys who run Volvos actually turn those utility lights to red. I mean, most of the time you see that out of like a W9, a 389, even some Cascadias, the guys will change them. But a lot of drivers will leave those white because they're company trucks, and then will use that light for hooking up the trailers and the like. Utah is going to cost $11.99. They're not going to stray from that pricing. It's pretty much going to be the same, even for Texas. And 136 is going to be the compatibility update for Utah. With ATS, in regards to states, you're going to get a game version update. There's no way around it. Not yet, they haven't, Danny, but it is coming. $136 in Utah by the end of the year. 136 was going to be on DX11 only. DX9 is being phased out of as of this upcoming update. Regards to trucks, they do have sounds recorded. One truck being released to internal testing shortly. and the first half of next year is going to be dedicated to a massive overhaul of the graphics and sound engines. Yes, Terry. Nope, we are on the base map today with the map expansions. 565, and we're running 18-speed transmission. Rear end gearing is right at 3.00. There is someone working on Texas. There's a person who's been working on that for 6 months already. They are doing right now the basic outline and strategy. Pavel estimates that at least a team of 20 to 25 will be working on Texas. And literally, the state is massive, quite a bit larger than California. That's awesome, TD. That's a hell of a system. Coast to Coast is a free map expansion, yes. And as I mentioned during yesterday's stream, the ones I'm looking forward to the most is the Sierra Nevada remake and Pro Mods Canada.
Ready to turn left. Turn left.
Rivian RT1, what are you referring to? Definitely. This truck right now is not geared for pulling, it's more geared towards top end speed. And I could put a 345 transmission in this, however, I'm going to be running too high RPMs really when we're cruising along the interstate, so that's why I chose the 3.00.
Get ready to turn right. Turn right.
Oh, I appreciate those kind words, Tiddy. Thank you. I've never heard of that, Danny. this isn't a knock on any other YouTube creators. So I basically don't accept donations. Don't want any money from you guys or anything like that. And more than likely, I'm going to turn off monetization on my videos because really, you guys are still going to see ads. It's just YouTube's going to get the money anyway instead of me. I do this for fun. I don't do it for money. And there are other YouTubers out there. Some of them will literally disregard anything that is said in chat, or they're not even paying attention to it. Others will sit and dropping F-bomb with every other word. No, not gonna be happening here. Hard, not really. Stressful, yes. And it definitely is not good for your back, even with a air ride seat. And literally, if you have lumbar support, you're going to want to use it. Otherwise, the natural curve in your back is actually going to straighten out and start causing you problems. One other thing I am going to mention is Pavel did say during today's live stream, I did go through and watch specifically the part with him on there. SES is currently in good graces with every single truck manufacturer. So that is Kenworth, Peterbilt, Volvo, Mack, Western Star, and Freightliner. They are all in good graces. So literally, I'm going to be guessing here, being in good graces, it's going to make things go a little bit easier if they ever want to license additional trucks. I have no idea, Terry.
Stay left and then turn left. Turn left.
Well, I believe UPS is testing them in California for Tesla. I don't know about the Nikola one, so I have no idea really. That depends on how well you take care of yourself, actually. And sitting down for 10 hours a day straight is not good for you. So that's pretty much why what federal law did is add in a half-hour break so you can actually get out and stretch without it counting against your clock. Yes, we are, King. We are in the Freightliner VNL 860 today. the Globetrotter XL, otherwise known as.
Stay right, and then exit right. Exit right.
Hey Anthony, how's it going? Long time no see.
Go straight. Get ready to turn right.
Well,
Turn
the
right.
biggest part of the news that people aren't going to like, Ghost, is with version 136, DX9 is no longer going to be able to be used. That's going to be DX11 only, along with Utah. In regards to game updates, that 136 should be having an open beta shortly. The next truck is going to be released in internal testing shortly also. The new sound engine is up and running on the development side and should start to be incorporated with game version 137. Game version 137, the first half of 2020, is going to be dedicated to a complete massive overhaul of the graphics and sound engines. And so that's going to be ambient sounds for cities, countrysides, trains, rolling stock, and more. We might even get Windows being able to be rolled down at that time. What else here?
Stay right, and then
For
turn
those
right.
who cannot run DX11, they are leaving the alternate rendering of OpenGL. And they've had someone working on Texas now for 6 months, basically doing the outline of the state and some strategy. And Texas will be released as one state DLC. They are
Here we
not
are,
breaking
safe
it
and
apart.
sound.
Hey Austin, how's it going today? Yes, got all cleaned up, Terry. Trust me, I don't like dishes sitting around because heaven knows they smell after a little bit. And I am not pulling a load since we're here in Everett. What we're going to do is see if we can grab a load out of Boeing. Hey, Envious, how's it going today? New trucks are coming. The Lonestar, they mentioned about sounds being done for the next two trucks. The Lonestar was mentioned specifically that it's going to be going to internal testing shortly. But then once internal testing is done, they do have to send the model to International Navistar for final approval before they can release the truck. Alright, where are you, Boeing? Wow, empty pallets? I don't feel like hauling empty pallets, but that might be the only thing that's there. Ha, yep. Alright, where do you guys want to go? Santa Maria or Fresno? Uh, 1,000 miles or just shy of 1,000? Oh, neither can I, and it's gonna, they do have the sounds recorded, so, I mean, should be a lot better than the current sounds that we have. And let's go to Fresno. I'll make that decision. All right.
Time to hit the road.
Hey, let's get our butts out of here. Yeah, it's gonna be better than that stupid Lonestar mod that's floating around that just has a 579 interior, which looks absolutely horrendous. And I was going to post all this news below in the video description, but then that thing would have been extremely huge down there. I will get that updated after today's stream. I'm going to remove some of the information in there and put my notes in that I have for the changes that are coming.
Turn right. Get ready to turn left. Turn left.
Oh, you're going to wait for me. Ah, thank you, Mr. Four-Wheeler. You're being nice today.
Turn right.
Hey, not a problem at all, Anthony. Real life
Stay
comes
right,
first.
and then exit right. Exit right. Stay left.
You know the sad part, having a building that big, we're only able to view, well, drive around one little small part of it, and that is it.
Stay right, and then exit right. Exit right. Stay right.
Oh, and that person is not gonna let me out. I guess I came the wrong way. Trying to be a smart aleck. Well, that backfired. It went quite well, actually. Didn't have any issues. accepted that job. Where the heck is the flag at? Haha, right back there. I should have went the other way. Let's see, we're gonna jack this pretty good around here and try to get ourselves a nice straight in. But we're gonna have to back up here just a wee little bit. Yesterday's stream on Coast to Coast, we were in the SCS 389. Through and added up my part total.
Stay left, and then turn left.
Oh, sorry, King. I thought you were doing mine since my parts are listed in the video description. Everything is more expensive down under there, City. I can't figure it out. And literally something that costs, say, $500 for me is $900 for you.
Stay left, and then turn left.
Hey, Big Daddy, how's it going today?
Turn left.
Is it bad that I'm excited for the massive overhaul we're getting next year? Basically, I mean, my system is, even my previous system that I ran with a Intel 7700 and a GTX 1070, 32 gigs of RAM, that was a good system. I just wanted the upgrade, so I literally spent the money in order to upgrade. But I do have a backup just in case this one ever fails. But I am definitely excited for the graphics overhaul coming. It just makes me wonder what they're going to be doing. Are they going to be making the skyboxes better? Are trees going to be more realistic? Sounds are definitely going to be
Stay
better.
Right, and then exit right.
Yeah, I'm still going to add another
Exit
16
right.
gigs of RAM to my system. I just need to get a little bit more money built up. And with my mom being in the hospital lately and whatnot, literally it's just been the past 2 weeks that I've been back to work on a regular basis. Yeah, I don't allow anyone to post links within the stream. That's just to avoid some bots that come in and start spamming Mafia Addict and things like that. And in regards to the Cascadia, I wonder if we're both getting both the new and the old version. Pavel did mention with the team that was here in the US recording sounds, a lot of the manufacturers that they visited where they were able to gain access did not allow for direct sound recording. So that's why they asked for the community's help if anyone had the trucks that were listed in that blog post. And I'm surprised they still consider SCS as the general public, even though they were developing a game. I don't understand that. I mean, literally, it's a Cummins engine. You can record literally any Cummins engine.
Left.
There are going to be variances between the trucks, just the way the trucks are modeled and whatever sound dampening they have in there, but that's it, really. A Cummins is a Cummins is a Cummins. Detroit, Detroit, Detroit. It makes no difference. Take care, Titty. I appreciate you stopping in. As long as it's not just one big wall king, I probably wouldn't want to, because some people might end up blocking you for it. And if you wanted to post your CPU, RAM, and graphics card, you're more than welcome to do that.
Stay left.
If you're running a Ryzen, you can say Ryzen 5 3600, 16 gigs, and RTX 2070. If you wanted to say that, you're more than welcome to. Just don't list every single thing all on its own. Just list those three things and I'll be alright with that.
Stay left.
Wow. Oh, I thought for a second it was going to be foggy. No, we're running into rain. those who have been here and know what changes are going to be happening in the game, what are you most excited for? If you need me to give a brief description again of what's going to be happening, for those who have just joined, I'll be more than happy to do that. I've been through Detroit, Michigan, didn't know there was a Detroit in Texas. Pretty much getting to Detroit is easy. So you basically, the way I ran is ran Ohio Route 2, which is up along the north, going through like Sandusky and things. Get over to Toledo, run a little bit further west in there, hit Interstate 75, and run that north right into Detroit. I've only ever been to Texas twice in my life. First time was my brother was driving for Trans Am, and I rode along with him for a couple of weeks. We had gone into Dallas and then to the west side of the state to Friona to pick up a load at a meatpacking plant. And the second time was 2015 when I was down in El Paso. Big news, of course, everyone knows 136 and Utah will be released by the end of the year. In regards to 136, DX9 for rendering is going to be depreciated. You cannot run DX9 on 136, DX11 only, or the alternate rendering of OpenGL. They are keeping that for those who are on lower end PCs or on a different operating system such as Linux. Trucks are coming, possibility of one being released to the testing group shortly, and that was the International Lonestar that was mentioned by name. The new sound engine is working on a developer's computer, going to start being implemented next year in version 137. This will include ambient sounds for cities, countrysides, trains, rolling stock, and more. Most of the team that was in the US doing sound recording is now back in Europe. The only changes there are still 2 people left here in the States. The first part of 2020 is going to be a massive graphics and sound engine overhaul. That will start being released with 137. There is currently 1 person working on Texas doing basic outline and strategy. Pavel estimates a team of 20 to 25 will be working on that state, and it will be one single DLC. They will not be breaking that into separate areas. Hey Tabitha, how's it going today? No new trucks coming with 136, no information on release dates, just that two trucks are going to have sounds completely recorded for them. One was the Lonestar mentioned by name. The second one I'm guessing is the Cascadia. The Lonestar, everyone is thinking, is going to be going to the internal testing group shortly. Once that passes final through there, they will send the truck to International Navistar for final approval. Once that is given, the truck will be released. you on the map? Not sure there, Terry.
Stay left.
Or Tabitha, I'm not sure which one of you guys are talking.
Stay left.
And there is already a lot of discussion with 136 phasing out DX9. There are people complaining on the SCS forums that they don't have hardware to run DX11. And I understand what is going on there, why they cannot do that. Some may not be able to afford computer upgrades. That's why they're leaving the alternate rendering of OpenGL. Take care, Envious.
Stay left.
Complete honesty, for those who do want to upgrade their systems, AMD is going to be releasing a new graphics card here very shortly, the RX 5500. That is aiming to be the 1080p Gaming King. It's supposed to compete with the GTX 1650, 1660 series, and those cards basically run from anywhere from $150 to $200. If they're going to be using the same logic that they did with the 5700 and 5700 XT, it is very possible that card could be $150 or below.
Stay right.
Yeah, the Freightliner Cascadia is already licensed. You can see a teaser, very early image of a gray Cascadia 2018 in the teaser thread on the SCS forums. Now, I don't know if we're getting the older Cascadia either, or if it's just going to be the 2018 model year. To be honest, I would love to have both, because literally the older Cascadia, that's probably your most common truck on the road. Sitting right behind the Cascadia model-wise is going to be a Volvo VNL. And you know, I do hope it's the old one also. The funny part with that one is, what's got me thinking, is Volvo licensed the 780, which is no longer in production, and we got that truck.
Stay
and
left.
The new VNLs had replaced the 780s. So the funny part is the older Cascadia is still in production along with the new version. appreciate it, Tabitha. Look how much drive time we have left. We're gonna have to find a place to stop here very shortly. Probably down here in Eugene. No dates were mentioned in regards to truck releases. That was mentioned in regards to trucks was that they are quote unquote we are working on it, and said one is ready for in the internal testing group shortly. It was mentioned that the Lonestar is further along, so more than likely it's going to be the Lonestar as the first truck. I'm gonna be, when I was browsing around YouTube back in 2016, I kept seeing this game pop up in my recommended videos. Never watched a video until one day I actually sat and watched one. And it's like, damn, this looks awesome. Is this the same company that did like 18 Wheels of Steel? They did a bit more research? Hell yes, it was. So what I did was I went to Steam and got the Arizona free-to-play version. Played that for 2 weeks on Steam with a keyboard. Then bought the game because I got sick of running around Arizona. And it's been hooked ever since. And now I'm over, probably closing in on 2,415 hours or so here in game. But that is nothing compared to some people who have over 6,000, 7,000 hours in game in the last 3.5 years. Oh, I'm not sleepy, the driver is. And there was nothing mentioned today about an official multiplayer or anything like that. So for the time being, we are still going to be using Truckers MP. Get me to a rest area here shortly. I don't want to start falling asleep. Here we go, rest area. Guess who's going to be pulling in?
find a new route. Go straight.
Hey, it finally stopped raining. Uh-oh, think I broke my chat again. Darn it. If we did, I'll just need to refresh it, that's all.
Recomputing. Go straight.
is working again. And literally, this is the only game I pretty much play anymore. And I will play GTA 5 with friends, but that's about it. Jess, how's it going today? I am doing awesome like a possum. One more day of work left. See how I feel once I get down to Fresno. And we still got 500 miles to get there. And probably one more stop. And we need to deliver this Tuesday morning. So pretty much we've got a whole day to go 500 miles. We should be able to make it without any issues. Zach, how's it going today? Yeah, you probably won't be able to go back and listen, but the big news is there has been someone working on Texas for the last 6 months. Big thumbs up. First part of 2020, basically the first half of the year, is going to include a massive graphics and sound overhaul of both ATS and ETS2. Revisiting older stakes, fixing game assets, fixing game sounds. With game version, there is a new sound engine up and running already in development that will start being incorporated next year with game version 137. There's going to be ambient sounds for cities, countrysides, trains, rolling stock, and more, possibly even open windows. And most of the team that was here in the United States that recording sounds is back at SES headquarters. Now the big news regarding 1.36, and this is the news that a lot of people are not liking. 136 and Utah will be DX11 only. DX9 is being phased out. They still will have the alternate rendering of OpenGL for those who are on older hardware. In regards to 136A, open beta should be starting very shortly. And with trucks, they've got sounds completed on 2 brand new trucks. It was specifically mentioned about one truck going to the testing group, and that more than likely is the International Lonestar. No other truck names were confirmed. The only other information regarding trucks is SES is on good terms with all 7 American manufacturers. Whoops, looks what happened when I take a drink of water. I went to go, took a ride on the scenic side.
Finding new route.
Yeah, so the Lonestar and the trucks after this should have more realistic engine sounds. Basically, the default sounds from SES for the trucks that we currently have, especially the VNL, I'm sorry, they absolutely suck. Most of it is being well received. The only downside, as I mentioned, is those who are on older hardware. And if they can't run DX11, they will not be able to run version 136 or Utah. I think the most positive news, though, is the complete overhaul of graphics and sound starting next year. Cascadia has been licensed, and also Western Star. Every single manufacturer in America is licensed, with trucks in varying stages of production. So trucks are coming. Just as always, we need to be patient. I doubt if we will get a 359, although don't quote me on that. That's been out of production for quite a while. Now, the one truck that did surprise me, however, that is out of production that SCS wants sounds for was the International 9900i. And if we can get a 9900 from SCS, I mean, I would be ecstatic. As I mentioned, Terry, the Cascadia has been licensed. I don't know about like the 122 SD, otherwise known the older versions as the Coronado. No idea if those have been licensed or not. Everything that you listed there, Zach, is out of production. The most recent one that go out was the K100, at least here in the States. Out of production meaning no longer made by Packard or Peterbilt. They haven't made a 359 in over 20 years. How's it going today? The big news is 136 and Utah will be released by the end of the year. This could be good news or bad news. 136 And Utah, you will only be able to run DX11. DX9 is being phased out as of the next release. Alternate rendering engine will be OpenGL for those on low-end or Linux systems. In regards to next game update next year, the first half of 2020 is going to be dedicated to a massive overhaul of graphics and sound. They do have a new sound engine up and working on a developer's computer that's going to start to be incorporated in 137. This includes sounds for cities, trains, rolling stock, countrysides, and more, with the possibility of open windows. There has been a team, well, at least one person working on Texas for the last 6 months that will be released in one DLC. No northern or southern Texas, eastern or western Texas. And in regards to trucks, they do have sounds recorded for the next 2 trucks from that team that was here in the States. It's possible one truck will be released to internal testing teams shortly. Speculation on that highly is the Lonestar, as that is the model furthest along.
Stay left.
Guys do want to watch the video on demand from the live stream today with Pavel, starting about 2 hours and 44 minutes into the stream is when he comes on. If you want to hop over to Twitch TV/SCS Software, you should be able to watch that video. What part did you hear, Chris? Because you came in as I was going through it the last time. Then your message showed up very quickly. I'll go through these once again. Someone's been working on Texas for 6 months. Estimation that a team of 20 to 25 will be working on Texas, will be released in one state. 136 for ATS, which includes the Utah DLC, will be DX11 only. DX9 is being phased out. For those who cannot run DX11, low-end PC users or on Linux will need to run OpenGL. There is a new sound engine that is up and running in development. Will start to be incorporated next year. This includes ambient sounds for countrysides, trains, cities, rolling stock, and more. Possibility of open windows. Starting with game version 137 next year is when these sounds will start being implemented, along with a massive graphics overhaul for the first part of the year for both ATS and ETS2. So we should expect that. I'm not going to say maybe May, June, July next year. And then in regards to trucks, they are quote unquote working on it. Sounds have been recorded for the next 2 trucks. Speculation that the truck going into internal testing shortly is the International Lonestar. The second truck, I'm guessing, is the Freightliner Cascadia. And Pavel did mention they are on good terms with all 7 American manufacturers. What I'm looking forward to is the graphics overhaul. I mean, it makes me wonder what they're going to be doing. negotiating for those licenses. And the T800 is one of the most popular vocational trucks. I mean, they will run that as a straight truck, dump truck, day cab. I see a ton of them around where I live. In regards to a 367, I believe that's the more aerodynamic brother. A lot of people run that here as a dump truck or a day cab also, next to the T800. So, I mean, I hope we can get them eventually. If they're going to be doing a graphics overhaul, it would be nice to have like ruts and things in the road. Right now the roads are basically way too smooth in the game unless you get on a dirt road. But then if you've got your force feedback turned up, literally it shakes your desk like no tomorrow. And the same thing with the T880 that Kenworth went ahead and released. I mean, they wanted the T880 to replace the T800, but literally the T800 sales increased when the 880 was released. So eventually the T800 will cease production, moved into the T880. Same thing with the W990. I mean, they're giving people time in order to get used to it. That's why the W900 is still in production. Hey, Flyman, how's it going today? That's the consensus to a lot of people. They'd rather have a T800 instead of the 880. And a lot of people just don't like the look of the 880. I mean, and I can agree with them. I mean, it's a butt ugly truck. And I'm not favoring the W990 either for the time being. I still think it's ugly, but it's still got an air of mystery around it that I do like. Not a problem there, CJ. Nightbot's just being a royal pain in the butt is all. I don't think I'm getting a bypass today on any of these chicken coops. I've had to pull into every single one. Whoops, that was my steering that went crazy on me there. I'm not sure why it did that. Well, not my steering, but my shifter. Hey, babe, how's it going today? Well, thank you. You should have moved over, you moron. And what I will do with the notes for the changes upcoming to ATS, I did not put them down in the video description for the time being. Once I get done streaming, I will put that in there and pretty much will remove everything that's down there now. 18 Gears, how's it going today, sir? Was I that relaxing? Maybe I should have started having more accidents or something. Just kidding, just kidding. awesome like a possum. How about yourself today?
Stay left.
Oh, and speaking of California, my brother was in California last week, and guess what? He got himself a driving award, and I had no idea this was even a law out there, and apparently neither did he. But I will show you here of why he got ticketed. We're in the VNL 860 today, the Globetrotter XL. Well, you can always get a no damage mod, CJ, and that will stop damage at least. Today was, like the stream title, a huge news day for ATS. And what I'm going to be doing here is, I'm going to pull over here. I'm going to show you why my brother got a ticket in California. Apparently, when a cop does this, you're not supposed to go by the cop. I'm going to wait for traffic to get by me here. Okay, so the cop did not even have his lights on, first and foremost. He just had the marker lights going in his rear window. And I may need to turn traffic off and back on in order to show you so I don't screw up the AI. Nah, we're good right here. Apparently not. Alright, blue cars, you sir. Alright, so what there was is there was a alligator, or pretty much rubber on the road, and the cop came across the road, not exactly how I am here, but he was more so, I'm gonna say, like this. He only had the back marker lights in his windows going. He did not have the discos going. So my brother went by him in the hammer lane. After the truck got the tire cleared off the road, the cop came after my brother and pulled him over because you apparently were not supposed to pass a cop when they were like that. And so he got pretty much a traffic ticket and needs to pay a fine. Let me get through the gears here and get my cruise control set again, and I will once again go through everything that was mentioned today in the stream by Pavel, the CEO of SES. Yeah, so you know about that law, Chris, is that right? Yeah, apparently both lanes of the highway were supposed to stop because the cop was doing that, and my brother had no idea. Apparently it is in the driver manual for California, so, I mean, it is his fault. The cop did not cut him a break. Alright, so here is the news for today's live stream. What was done through the SES stream today. Same story in July as trucks, quote unquote, we are working on it. The next two trucks do have sounds recorded for them. Said one truck is ready for internal testing shortly.
Right.
That is right. Rumored to be the Lonestar, as that is the furthest truck along in production. Right. And almost forgot my exit. 1 second here, guys. And in regards to game version 136, of course, will be released by
Turn
Christmas.
left.
They're not going to release it after that. That was confirmed today. But we already knew that's coming this year since Utah is. Now, the either good or bad news, depending on how you are looking at it, with 136, you are not going to be able to run DX9. You will need to run DX11. They are depreciating DX9 simply because the game engine will not be able to handle it. They are keeping OpenGL as an alternate for those on low-end hardware or are running a different operating system, Mac or Linux. In regards to new sounds, those are going to be start coming next year with game version 137. They do have a new sound engine up and running on a developer's computer. And I'm not sure why my shifter keeps doing that. They do have it running on a developer's computer. There's going to be ambient sounds for countrysides, cities, trains, rolling stock, and more. Possibility of open windows.
Get ready to turn
The sound
right.
recording team that was here in the States, most of them are back in Europe with the exception of 2 guys. The first part of
Turn
2020 is going to include a massive graphics sound overhaul for both ATS and ETS2. They're going to be revisiting older states, fixing game assets, and start with the new sound engine in 137. In regards to Texas, they've had a person working on Texas for 6 months already as the project lead doing basic outline and strategy. Team estimation size in order to complete Texas is 20 to 25 people. This will be done as one state DLC. They are not going to be breaking it up into north-south or east-west. Yeah, they are apparently really upgrading their Prism 3D engine. I can't see them going out and buying an engine when they've developed Prism 3D from the start. Coast to Coast does have every state, at least in the lower 48. There are different downloads for what different game versions that you do have on the SES forum, so pay attention to the links. It's just not ATS, it is also ETS2. There is still a ton of work to do in ETS. Sorry about that, guys. I had to grab a drink of water there. And as I mentioned, the notes that I do have in regards to the information from today's stream, everything that's below the video right now, I am going to wipe out. I am going to put those notes in there after I am done streaming. There was no mention on porting to console. I can't see that happening anytime soon. One other thing regarding trucks is with all 7 manufacturers here in the States, SES is on good terms with each and every manufacturer. Hey, it's not alcohol. But then again, I very seldom drink anyway. Well, at least that kind of drinking. A lot of people want Spain and Portugal also. There's Greece that they need to do. There's still a ton of work to do in ETS2. And with them committing to a massive graphics and sound overhaul for both games, that just means that they are committed to the games that they've made for literally the past 20 years. Ah, that's awesome, 18 gears. Maybe I'm going to be over-wishing here, but with Flight Simulator 20 that's coming out, it's like with the graphics on that and using some other software to incorporate with their game to download very realistic environments. I mean, that would be awesome if SES could do that, but I can't see how. Yeah, that option to open windows or close them, I'm hoping, praying, and speculating very much that is going to be in 137, as that is going to be the start of the sound engine overhaul. The last 3 months we did get Washington released with game version 135, which was the compatibility update. There's been nothing really since then. To be honest with you, the next one's going to be 136 in Utah. I mean, no word on the trailer DLC. I'm guessing they still have a very small team working on that, so that could be a possibility of another DLC that might be dropping. I'm going to say next year, not so much this year. And the back half of every year for SCS is literally, that's their quote-unquote busy time. The only thing that really changed in 135 is 3 speeds of wipers, your delay, slow, and fast, but they've also added the option of wipers back. So if you use a rotary dial, you can go just like the older ones, turn right to turn them on, turn left to turn them off. I wish they would do that with the headlights, so hey, maybe we'll get it. Texas, they've already got the lead developer working, well, the project lead already working on Texas. They had been working on that for the past 6 months. Right now, basically doing outline and strategy. Pavel estimates a team size of 20 to 25 will be required to do Texas, and they are committed to being it released as one DLC, not as in sections.
Stay right, and then exit right. Exit right. Turn right.
drop this off. I mean, I could have pulled in there and slept, but one yawn, that pretty much means 2 hours of drive time left. And I get people from all over the world watching, actually.
Get ready to turn right. Turn right.
Well, if you want to see my computer specs, CJ, right now they are down in the video description. And, yeah, we'll do a blindside. As much as I don't like backing in back there, it definitely is a challenge. So this is going to be my get out and look here, so probably my first time through. I'm more than likely going to cut this trailer too short. Let's see what I can get done here. If I'll be lucky, I'll be able to get back there in one shot. Well, at least one pull-up at least. I don't see me doing one shot getting back in there right now. Yep, and right there's the pull-up. That's too cold for my blood. Alright, I am going to do one more run here. It's going to be a short one. So we're actually going to do this with another challenging back, the Walgreens in Los Angeles.
Okay, here we go.
And when does that do? Tuesday morning? 7 to 11? Alright. We're good, but what I'm going to do here is we're going to get out of here. We're going to go up to that fuel station and go ahead and get ourselves some shut-eye.
Okay, let's find a new route.
Welcome back, Terry. Yeah, that did have us turning right out of there, but going that way, I don't think we were going to be running into a rest area for a while, and we are already yawning, and we need sleep.
Get ready to turn right.
Take your 18 gears, don't work too hard up there. Ah, more rain. Lovely.
Turn right.
If I'm gonna get any driving awards, it's gonna be
Go
during
straight.
this trip. Not so much. It's more so I can't run the cruise control. Well, I could. Not that we're gonna go slip sliding all over the place, but I try to play it realistic. So no engine brake and no cruise control when it's raining. We're down to a quarter tank. We definitely have enough to go 200 miles. Looks like we got 65 gallons, good for 500 plus. Holy moly, look at that, averaging 7.3 miles per gallon today. I have not done that in a while. Possibility of the Lonestar being moved to internal testing shortly. There are sounds recorded for the next two trucks with game version 136D's gaming. That is going to be on DX11 only, along with Utah. DX9 is being phased out. Alternate rendering will still be there for OpenGL for those who cannot run DX11. A new sound engine is up and running on a developer's computer. Is going to be start being incorporated after 136, so that's 137 next year. Ambient sounds are going to include cities, sounds for cities, countryside, trains, rolling stock, and more. And by more, I mean possibility of open windows. And the first part of 2020 is going to be dedicated to a massive graphics and sound engine overhaul for both ATS and ETS2. Older states will be revisited with some of the game assets being updated. And someone has been working on Texas for the last 6 months, doing outline and strategy, and no idea of when that's going to be released, but SCS is aiming and committed for it to be released in one state DLC, not broken up into sections. The Lonestar is going to be given to everybody who has the game. Trucks are being added for free. It's just the future map expansions, most if not all, are going to be paid.
Go straight.
Thank you, Terry.
Go straight.
SCS is also aware that the community would pay for a classic truck DLC. I don't know if they will ever do that because the trucks still need to be licensed. They're not going to go with the fake brand like they started with ETS2. That did cause a lot of problems, but with them being now in good graces with all American manufacturers, I mean, it may grease the wheels a little bit. Pretty much know a company does not get rid of blueprints or whatnot. They will digitize them. I mean, it's not going to be like today's CAD files, which make things so much easier, but I'm sure Peterbilt still has the blueprints for like the 359, 352, literally all their trucks dating back to the first one they ever made. Did you do 12 complete, Ron? Between both games by chance? Because it's not just 12 in one game and 12 in another, it's 12 across both games. Yeah, you are right, because basically for like the 579 and T680, you're either doing chrome or paint. There's no black option, and it's paint or chrome for the Volvo also. So you do have a point there. And what's your question, Terry? Wow! Holy moly, the AI went into that work zone. That is ridiculous. Now, that's what happens when you don't pay attention, guys. You shouldn't. I was able to do 12 between both games and get the rewards for both. And if you were playing ETS2 and you've got event completed, when you load up ATS, it will say event completed. And it's a cross-platform event for the pink ribbon. It's just 12 in order to get your rewards, and then once the community hits the goal of 1 million, you will then get your community reward. Yeah, all my pink ribbon are done.
Stay left.
As far as I know, we have not. You can check the goal by going to your World of Trucks account and logging in. It will pop up how many deliveries have been done for the community goal so far. They were surprised that they've did over 600,000 just in the first week. So, and they still have another week and a half to go on that.
Stay left. Stay right, and then turn right. Turn right.
And the paid job DLCs are not being removed, and what they plan on doing is, even after the event, they will still be donating money from the sale of that DLC to a reputable cancer research center. So, right. That's the good thing.
Exit right.
What do you mean? You mean how I've got my intro set up that has that song playing and whatnot?
Turn
right. Sheets, oh my god, that's like the biggest place around here where I live. Literally, they are all over Pennsylvania. Well, let's say Harrisburg West is where Sheets is at. You get to the west side of Harrisburg and whatnot, That's my shifter being stupid on me. You get to the west side of Harrisburg over towards New Jersey, right. All those sheets turn into Wawas.
Turn right.
What I did was I made a background, did a scene with a song playing, and that's how I do that intro. And it's very simple to do, actually.
It's all over now.
Well, I live in Pennsylvania. I've got 3 Sheetses around me, but I am not going to say what city I live in. And crap. Yes, you guys saw that. I screwed up. That's what you get for not cutting a steering wheel. And that is going to be it for today's stream, guys. Once I get off the stream here, I will get the notes I had for the changes. I'm going to get those into the video description. I do want to thank you for watching today. If you did enjoy the live stream, make sure you leave a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, please help the channel continue to grow by slapping that red subscribe button, then enable notifications by clicking on the gray bell, and you can customize your notifications for some, all, or none. Okay, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your Wednesday evenings. As always, keep that shiny side up, and we'll catch you on the flip-flop.